Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Govindmann. I'm a PGY1 neurology resident at the University of Kansas Medical Center, also known as KUMC. So today we are going to be going step by step as to how to fill the ERAS application. This is a two-part video series. So this is the part one of this series, and today we're going to be covering about personal biographic education and licenses and certification section. Um, so let's get into it. So, like I said, this video is primarily so the process of filling out the application and how to fill it step by step has been divided into two different parts. The first part, we're going to be covering everything that is before the working section and the work experience, hobbies, all these other impactful experience and all those things will be covered in the second part of the video. So again, once again, just trying to elaborate that I'm going to be covering only uh, till the third level. The fourth, fifth, sixth part will be covered in the second part of the video. Now, in terms of the first part here, you have to make sure that it would kind of sound boring, but it should be perfectly accurate, whatever you're entering here. Your full name should really match to your official records. That's your passport. Make sure there is no discrepancy in your name and your passport name over here. It should match to your ECFMG, profile as well, and also the similar kind of similarity should be there in your MyIntel profile as well. In terms of your email, try to use a professional email that you have and the email that is accessible to you. It's not necessary that you use the email that you have used for previously to book your step exams. It is totally fine to use a new email, but it should be accessible to you because that's the primary place where you're going to be receiving your interviews. In terms of your phone, you can use your phone number from US or from your home country. It's totally up to you. It's just that you have to have the full access to it, and you should be receiving calls and messages if required on that phone. That's the most important thing here because sometimes some programs can contact you if there is any technical glitch. It has happened before. So make sure that phone is truly accessible and with you. In terms of address, I would say try to use the address that you are currently on. A lot of people ask me that, hey, if I use a US phone number and a US address, does that improve my chances of getting interviews or does that give me more interviews? The answer is no, it does not matter. A lot of times when you will get an interview, the first question that the interviewer will ask you is, from where are you speaking? So at that time, you don't want to sound that, hey, I'm speaking from an XYZ country, and in your application you have mentioned that you are in US. So don't do that. Try to be as much accurate as possible. That's the main motto here in the first part of the video. And try to constantly update. If you are in US right now, you can write US, but if you feel like around October, November, you are coming back to a home country, just update it because these can be updated even after submission of your application as well. Then obviously, it's really important that you are being honest here about whatever you are claiming for. If you say you are bilingual, just say bilingual. If you feel like you know other languages like Spanish, which sometimes it's really helpful if you're applying for any programs that are there in the south part of the US because there you have a lot of a Latin speaking population, and all those Latin population, they are commonly speaking in Spanish. They prefer to speak in Spanish. So that really helps you. But if you are not fluent enough, or if you feel like your Spanish is not that good, where you can have a common, comfortable conversation, then I would say don't use that. In terms of geography preference, you know, if you have strong ties, especially family ties, where your parents or your sister or any part of your family, a first degree relative, is staying in that particular state, then preferably I will like to use a geographical preference. Sometimes, geography preference is very important. The reason why I'm going to tell you is because it's a two-way sword kind of a thing. It has its own benefits and risks. So when you say that you have a preference, that would really narrow down your chances. So if you have a strong family, let's suppose you have a strong family connection in New York, there's a high chance that you will get a interview from a New York program, and it's a high chance that if everything goes well, you're going to match there as well. But other programs and across different states, they can also see a geography preference. So there's a chance that you might get less interviews from the other parts because they know that if the candidate gets a choice, they're always going to pick New York compared to other states. So they know about that. So they don't want to waste their time interviewing you. So that's one of the important things that you have to understand. If you don't have any preference, it's always okay to go with no geographical preference because then you are giving equal opportunity to each state to interview you. So that really helps you in certain ways. So if it's up to you, you want to play safe or not. But my recommendation would be that if you have a great family connection over, a training or academic connection, I would recommend putting up a geographical reference preference. If you don't have, don't put it. Just say that I have, if really you have worked around different part of the US state, just say that I've worked around different parts of the US, and I am really captivated by its diversity in terms of population, in terms of culture, and I am ready to work anywhere. Okay, so just sounding positive, not any negative that I don't have any geographical preference or I don't want to be here because of XYZ reason. Nothing negative. Keep it positive. Same as for setting. If you have a preference, it should have a valid reason to it why you want to have urban or suburban or rural. It should not be from any negative experience perspective. And if you don't have any preference, then just say that I have worked in urban, suburban, and rural subsettings, and I'm really open to work in any settings and contribute to the American healthcare. So something like that, which is sounding positive, optimistic, and the reader would also feel nice about it. Then, in terms of entering your medical school records, it's pretty straightforward. That you have to write here in terms of degree. Make sure you're writing the degree that you get on your medical school certification. And if you have any confusion, you can always contact your medical school for that. For any clarification in terms of full name, in terms of the degree, in terms of the training category, and everything. It will really help you. If you have any other queries, you can always reach out to ERAS for that to clarify. But usually it's pretty straightforward, and it's an easy step to be done. Then talks about honors. So in terms of honors, my recommendation here would be to not write anything that is sounding boring here, I would say, because if you're writing here received an academic honor, I am kind of confused and I have to read through the description of what does that mean, like in which subject you got. So I'm kind of confused there, so I have to read an extra line. And as a reader who is going through thousands of applications, it can be sometimes frustrating. But overall, if you write like academic distinction in pathology, that looks nice because I know what it means. It's easy. It looks nice to me, and I don't have to spend time in reading the description. And if I'm interested, I might read that as well. So overall, the presentation here is important. Try to not use any unexplained acronyms here. Try not to use any inflated labels over here, and also include memberships, your professional memberships that you are. So I would always recommend adding or being a member of American Association of the subspecialty of your choice, whether it's pediatrics, neurology, internal medicine, surgery, whatever field that you are applying to. Try to have the professional membership. If not, you can easily avail them. It's not too expensive, and it will really help you in expressing your commitment to the field as well. Um, Then in terms of your medical license, you have to write the licensing certification that you have received from your home country. In terms of the life support, all the basic life support and the advanced cardiovascular life support courses that you have done, and any other life support courses you have done, you can upload here. My recommendation here would be to use the American Heart Association one, because that is the standardized, accepted across the whole US, and that really looks good on the profile as well, because once you come here for residency, you're gonna be going through the same process. So if you have already done before, it really helps you in not repeating that again. And even though you repeat here, you're still well aware about the process, and it will make things easier for you. In terms of clinical course, if you have done any course such as any diploma or any research degree you have, you can add here as well with the recognized provider, and make sure that everything that you're adding here, you have a soft copy for it, so that whenever it's been asked to verify, you can verify it. So overall, all these things are important here. Again, it's all about cross-checking whatever information you're putting here. Just take a look. Sometimes there might be some discrepancies, so make sure you address that. Just make sure these following checkpoints are covered. Your legal identity matches official records. The education should match what is mentioned in the transcript, especially in terms of the start and end date of your med school. The credentials are current and verifiable, so have a soft copy with you. And the location and categories are consistent. That is also very important here. And no unexplained abbreviations. Try to expand everything that you write. So that's the end of this part of the video. I'm gonna be loading the second part shortly for you guys. So you can start filling up your ERAS application now if you haven't done it already. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can either type it in the comment box, or you can email me. I'm going to be adding my email also to the video description. And all the best for you guys. And let me know if you have any suggestions in the comment box below. Thank you so much.